It's always great to have resistance. It's also always great to overcome that resistance. We're back. What did we do yesterday? Hold on. What did we do? Cool, got it. We would have done problem number 2. There's 4 problems to solve in paid ads, to run paid ads successfully. We would have probably been doing problem 2 yesterday, which is how do you get the right audience to see your ads? How do you target them? Right? And if you could, this is one of the hardest things to do in 2025, and it's been so for the past 10 years, though it's gotten better because they're relying largely on the machine learning algorithm. And these machine learning algorithms will continue to get better, most likely, and so the targeting strategies will change over time. But the idea is the more specific that you target your marketing, the higher the ROI. And as you go broader and broader, you'll lose some ROI and it'll become less efficient. So the idea is to target very specifically first and then expand slowly. It's kind of like a puddle, pond, lake, ocean framework, starting out at a puddle. And then once you've done this well, you expand out broader and broader to in targeting. So when we're marketing, we're always starting with everybody in the world, the whole world population, and then just choosing the platform to market on, which is number one we solved. This is already a massive funneling and a massive targeting. You go from 8 billion to maybe 100 million or a couple 100 million. So you're going down 90+% just from picking the platform alone. Then within the platform, there's 2 ways to market, or not to market, to target. More specifically, and the first way is to target lookalike audiences, and targeting lookalike audiences essentially you have a list of people who have already purchased from you, already existing customers, ideally, and then you'll take this list and you'll feed it to the platform algorithm, and then you'll say, these are my clients, these are my customers, please find people like this, look like this. So they'll target a lookalike audience by taking that list that you feed them and finding patterns between the people and then targeting similar people that are on the platform of your choosing. And then the second way we haven't got into, but from the reading, I believe the second way is through demographics. Second way to target within the platform. So demographics include age, gender, interests, and location. So those are more ways to target within the platform itself. And so did we also maybe finish up solving problem number 1 yesterday, which is there's 4 criteria for choosing a platform. You've used the platform before, so you know how it works and you've gained value from it in the past. You know how to create ads in the structure or the format of the platform. Your ideal audience, your audience itself is on the platform, and then you have the minimum amount of money to advertise on that platform. Now with social media ads, the barrier to entry to marketing is much lower than it used to be when it was just TV, billboard, newspaper, radio. Now you can, just for the few dollars, you can run some Facebook ads or social media ads. So this 4th one is pretty just kind of implicitly like checked. The box has been checked if you're using social media marketing. Anything I'm missing? Cool. Missed 2 things. So for that problem 1, what platform to choose, there's 2 tips. The first tip is to just copy what your competitors are doing first, find their placements, and then copy them essentially, or structure your ads in a similar way. But say they use LinkedIn feed ads, your competitor does. Well, if they're making it work, so can you. Do LinkedIn feed ads. Okay, replicate and then iterate. So basically match what they're doing and then you can improve. Then the other tip I think was the ads library. Was this the ads library? So you go in um, to the ads library, find the ads that have been running in your niche for the longest amount of time and with the most engagement, and then basically transcribe this ad, and also dissect its offer or lead magnet, its call out, its call to action, and its value, what, who, what, when framework, and how it does hook, retain, reward. So these frameworks, and then do that from the top 50 ads in your niche, and you'll be able to make killer ads after that. You'll be ahead of 90% of the competition, maybe 100% if you're in a not so competitive niche, like a local niche. Cool. Gosh. Man. My neck. Okay, back to where we were. Now we've got to log on and continue this training video, so I'll be back once I've watched a few minutes of that. Alright, just watch some more. What did I learn? We're on targeting. Basically, yep, the other way to target within the platform was demographics. He just had a tip: if you're targeting local, don't really add many more filters, if at any, on top of that, because you're already so narrow and so niche down and so small. He basically said if you show your ad to the right audience, if you have a good offer or lead magnet and it's shown to the right audience, that will become engaged. You will be successful. So targeting is a massive part of marketing. Okay, getting the right audience to see your ad. Third problem to solve is basically how do you create a good ad. 3 parts of an ad. Anatomy of an ad. I've had a video on this. Talked about this a lot already in the past. Hook, basically call out, value, call to action, and these are synonymous with the hook, retain, reward. This may be a little bit more like organic focused, and this is more niche, advertising focused, paid ads. Okay. And basically he's saying an action step for creating good ads is to watch ads. Don't skip ads. When an ad shows up, just watch it, see how it's going, especially if it's in your niche. Like, try to watch all the ads that are out right now for your own niche. There's no better teacher of advertising than your niche and what's working in it right now. So I think that's pretty much it. Let's check if I forgot anything. That's it for now. I'm gonna go watch some more and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, wrapping up for today. The third question is how to create good ads. We just were talking about the anatomy of the ad, right? So basically we're dissecting these ads. He's saying to watch all these ads, watch what's the ads that are currently running in your space, like successful ads, and answer the questions of how is this ad calling out their ideal customer? How is this ad presenting value, the value equation, the who, what, when framework? How are they presenting their value? What's the language around that? And 3, how do they call to the action, the next step? How do they call the next action the step? How do they present their call to action? 3 questions to dissect an ad. Okay. He then says that the call out is the most important part of the section by far. And then he kind of says like the point of each section / each second, kind of the same idea of the ad is to sell the next section or second of the ad. Anything I'm forgetting? Cool. So today we finished the second question of how to target, how to get the right people to see your ad. For us specifically, doing mostly local advertising right now, we're not adding many layers beyond that, many filters beyond that. For national targeting, when we run ads for our own agency, we will likely want to follow his advice on the lookalike audiences. You want to get all your client list first, and then your warm outreach second, and then your cold outreach third. And if you can fill up with just clients, fill it up with just clients. If you have to add warm outreach, do both. If you have to add the third to get enough to the total quantity needed for the platform, then do all three. But you want to do the highest quality, which is clients first, closest to the clients. The closer the actual paying client, the higher the quality of the lead. Cool. All right. We went over starting to answer the question how to create a good ad, the 3 parts of an ad, dissecting an ad, asking the 3 questions of how do they call them out, how do they present value, how do they present the call to action, and then the goal of each second section of the ad to sell the next section of the ad, kind of thinking of each section of the ad, the call out, as a mini content unit that sells the value section, which sells the call to action. Cool. That's it for today. We made it through another day. We're about halfway done with the first part of the video, about a third way done with the videos. We've completed the paid ad section in this book, and we are like I said, a third away through the training of the paid ads. So wrapping up closely here, maybe a week or less left of paid ads from Hormozy and his teachings and his frameworks. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.